Eerie sky glow called Steve isn't an aurora, is completely unknown to science. Late at night on July 25, 2016, a thin river of purple light slashed through the skies of northern Canada in an arc that seemed to stretch hundreds of miles into space. It was a magnificent, mysterious, borderline miraculous sight, and the group of citizen sky watchers who witnessed it decided to give the phenomenon a fittingly majestic name, Steve. Given its coincidence with the northern lights, Steve was just thought to be part of the aurora, the shimmering sheets of nighttime color that appear in the sky when charged plasma particles streak out of the sun, sail across space on solar winds and jolt down Earth's magnetic field toward the planet's poles. According to researchers at the University of Calgary in Canada and the University of California, Los Angeles, Steve does not contain the telltale traces of charged particles blasting through Earth's atmosphere that auroras do. Steve, therefore, is not an aurora at all, but something entirely different, a mysterious, largely unexplained phenomenon that the researchers have dubbed the sky glow. Our main conclusion is that Steve is not an aurora, lead study author Aurora, a space physicist at the University of Calgary in Alberta, Canada, said in a statement. So right now, we know very little about it. And that's the cool thing. To photographers and stargazers in northern climes, Steve has been a familiar night phenomenon for decades. But the mysterious ribbons of light only entered the scientific literature for the first time earlier this year, thanks largely to Steve tracking efforts coordinated by Facebook groups like the Alberta Aurora Chasers. Writing in the journal Science Advances in March, researchers, including Aurora, decided to keep the name Steve as the official nomenclature for the colorful happening, but they changed it to an acronym standing for Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement, aka STEVE. Compared to the northern lights, which tend to shimmer in broad bands of green, blue or reddish light depending on their altitude, Steve is remarkably slim, usually appearing as a single ribbon of purplish-white light. For their new study, the team combined images taken by a network of ground-based cameras with data collected from one of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's polar orbiting operational environmental satellites, which were equipped with instruments capable of detecting charged particles descending through Earth's atmosphere. Our main conclusion is that Steve is not an aurora, lead study author Aurora, a space physicist at the University of Calgary in Alberta, Canada, said in a statement. So right now, we know very little about it. And that's the cool thing. According to Aurora, that's completely unknown. But, for the sake of keeping the conversation going, she and her colleagues dubbed the mysterious force a sky glow. Based on our results, we assert that Steve is likely related to an ionospheric process, the researchers wrote in their study, referring to the level of Earth's atmosphere that extends between 50 and 600 miles, 80 to 1,000 kilometers, above Earth's surface and sits directly below the planet's magnetic field. More observations taken at different levels of the atmosphere will be required to fully tease out the causes of that mystery of mysteries, good old Steve.
If you did find this video helpful, like and subscribe to the channel and enjoy more videos which will help you know more about various natural phenomena and history of our planet.